some of the biggies, I wanted to thank some people especially. And I call these FIRECRACKER awards. People who helped out the district in ways that were more than I had ever imagined possible. The first one is John Murray. John at one point said to me with a very firm chin, Division A will be President's Distinguished. I will make sure it happens. And you know what? He did. So I have a FIRECRACKER. Agnes Lewis is one of those people. She's tiny, she's quiet, and oh my, is she mighty. When she decides that something is going to be done, she does it. So she's another one of my firecrackers, and I will make sure she gets this award. Back in April, I declared a council of war because I didn't think we were going to make it to Distinguished. And one of the first people that came to the council was Cersei Denyer. And Cersei, you have done so much for me. I so appreciate it. Lawrence Caseta is also one of those people that sort of is in the background, and I didn't really notice him that much, and then I went, wait a minute, what's he doing over there? And then, oh, there's Lawrence, what is he doing over there? Wow, look at that. He's right there, and he's doing it. And Lawrence, I thank you so much, and I will make sure you get this award, because you certainly are a firecracker. This next person I should have renamed Knuckles, because when I needed to get someone to pay their dues, some club to pay their dues, all I had to do is pick up the phone and say, Glenn, will you call them? Glenn, will you take care of it? Glenn, will you help me with this? And he was always there. Glenn Thornton, you are a true firecracker. Finally, when it comes to firecrackers, there's another gentleman who quietly just takes care of business. When Linda was the district governor, this gentleman walked up to her one day and presented her with a fully chartered club. We didn't even know what was going on. He's done this many times. He really knows what he's talking about. When, again, I filed the Council of War, he was the first person I thought of. Will Lance help me out? And by God, he did. Thank you so much, Lance. In my ear, the Paul Revere Award for the last minute ride. That's definitely
exactly.
Next, I want to talk about the top recruiting clubs. What's interesting this year, because we had such great incentives that people really liked. I mean, it's one thing to have an idea, but it's quite another to have an incentive that people really liked. And people really liked our incentives for membership. And because of that, we were President's Distinguished as far as membership goes. But there were, As it turns out, we always give an award for top recruiters. We had a tie for third place for top recruiters. And that was downtown LA and Westlake B of A. So both ends of they both had 27 new members. Wow. Not only did we have a tie for third place, we had a tie for second place. Wow. With 32 members each. And that was Getting Toasty and Sales Mastery. Wow. First place with 37 new members is one that I actually wasn't surprised at all, because it was EPP. Yeah. All right. President's Distinguished Award. Now again, with the President's Distinguished Award, we had 2 third-place winners. They each had 14 points with the President's Distinguished. And what that means is you get your 10 points, plus you get, I'm not worried about those 10 points, we push those aside. So if you had more than 4 CCs, for example, say you had 8 CCs, then you got 2 points, because it's 2 more that were on there. And adding them all together, what I came up with were 2 clubs that were tied for 3rd place. The first one is, and they both had 14 points, by the way, Warner Center. And I think I'm going to surprise them again. Elite Business Professionals. Second place really wants to beat the Renaissance Speakers. They told me that. We really want to beat the Renaissance Speakers. And they had 16 points. Wow. And this is a club that I also want to tell you is one of those clubs that 4 or 5 years ago was dying. It needed a coach. We fought like crazy with it to help it succeed. And not only has it been President Distinguished 2 or 3 years in a row, but they are 2nd place for President's Distinguished Challenge. That is Cosmotech. I know I'm a member of this club that won 1st place, and I know what we do in that club, but even so, the statistics for this club still blow me away. 31 points.
Wow.
Renaissance Speakers. That's right. Renaissance Speakers gets a year of bragging rights. So.
Yeah, and lunch.
And lunch.